Let's see if we have the sound working and everything else. Video should be fine. Sound in OBS says okay, but I don't actually know until it's coming into my ear. It is now. So I can stop monitoring. Hopefully it will remain the same. I'll just get back to where we left off. We're making a ECG feature extract web application using Flask, Neurokit2, Numpy. It should look something similar to this. The only difference is that the different ECG waveform components should be labeled. So there would be some labels over the PQRST, so PQRST waveforms. So peaks and troughs of this signal, and there will be some parameters to control the algorithm and try to make labeling work better. So far we have this code that is working fairly well. The P and T marks are a bit off. QRS labeling is working correctly, so we'll try to improve on that as well. This one here is not a Flask application. We turned that into a Flask web app, and it's currently only accessible on local server, but hopefully soon enough it will be available to you as well. However, we have this couple of errors that we need to solve first. So first of all is this Numpy data array object has no attribute strip, and GPT is suggesting us to transfer it to list. So let's see, where's the data? Should be the JSON file. Turn data points. Data. Side packages. Where is the actual page that the data is coming from? It can't have that many lines. Side packages. A strip. Anyhow, it's in Python code somewhere where we have data variable we call it twice. That's what's returned in JSON, and we have to convert it to list. So probably best place to do it would be over here. And let's see if it works now. No, it doesn't. Same problem. So we are turning data into list, but that's obviously not it. Haven't solved the issue. So changing to this still gives this Numpy data array object has no attribute strip error. Let's see what else we can do. Yes, let's tackle it systematically, shall we? Great idea. Before passing the data to essentially turn it into JSON array, we need to make sure that all the data can be serialized into JSON format. The funny thing is that we already solved this problem, similar problem before, but that part of code just disappeared. Don't know where it went. ChatGPT just decided to ignore it. That's okay, because we generally have the thing working. I know it's working. It should be a fairly easy fix. Now we're doing all this troubleshooting. So before return JSON file, we want to print and that explicit response creation. Creating response explicitly. So is it instead of a JSON? So we want to add a response. It's not being currently used. That's fair enough. And now we need to, instead of JSON, where was it? JSON. A JSON file. Oh, come on. Where is our JSON file? Here is our JSON file. I think this will be happening instead of JSON file, but I'm not sure. Return. This needs to be indented. Response data JSON. Wait. JSON file. Ah, so it's still using JSON file. ECG to list. So do we still need to turn data to list because ECG is already being turned to list? Bum, 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 bum. I'm confused now. Return, we can't have two returns. So that one will have to go. Have just the one return. I'm using response data. Can leave the print there. Pretty sure we don't need this one because it's got replaced by that one. We do need to ident it that way, I'm pretty sure. Still part of that if request is post method, and returning response data is JSON file. I'm happy to try that. Whoop. Whoop. It's a big chunky error. Big chunky error. What are we doing wrong? Resource. Return. Get post. Let's pop this in. Let's see if it picks on anything that is wrong. It will probably will. Mistake in the flow of your root handler. You're using response only in post. Yeah, why is it get? But when trying to return it for both get and post requests, this would throw an error during get request. Since responses data wouldn't have been defined, you should correct the flow of your function. Correct the flow of your function now. Okay, so we have post duration, heart rate, it's an integer, duration is float. Okay, shouldn't really matter. We do still need deadline, that's okay. Printing, that's fine. Okay, get rid of that. Now we have response, JSON file, ECG, that's the same. Error in message stream, what? Haven't seen any of those before. Hopefully that response was complete. So we're returning else return. Ooh. Index HTML. Just happened. I just used copy and it deleted my chat. Why? Some problem with the website or something. Let's regenerate it just to make sure that response also seems to have been cut out. It's also pretty slow. Getting the same error. Okay, now we fixed the thing. Let's go here. One copy of that. Copy pasting is a skill you must have. It's still getting this error. Let's see what it says. Hopefully it's also responding quicker. Okay, what's going on? Before the conversion to list, print types. When Numpy uses numerical operation, the numbers in the Numpy array might not be standard Python integer or floats, but rather Numpy specific types. Okay. I didn't actually have to do that. Which line of code? This actually it gets triggered by actually getting 5. Is this? Wait, 500 is 500 and then it's is it an error? No. That should be 200 ideally, isn't it? No, it is an error. No, that's okay. So that's an error, and that's the actual explanation to the error. How come the data type wasn't printed out? It's a bit odd. Oh, come on. Code, what? Self-stance code type, ignore. Just pop all of that in. Hopefully it will have a better idea of what's going on. Make response. as if it were a string. It's not a string. And make response data return response. So Flask response to generate HTML here should be a string containing the JSON data, but they suggest that they're receiving a NumPy data array. Ensuring the JSON server before passing the response. Ensure the response data is indeed a JSON string. Before passing to response data note you need to import JSON. Import JSON. Just dumping it into JSON. Need to import JSON. Is JSON is just JSON, or is it important from a Flask? Import, assume import JSON dumps. Check the direct return statement, review the function, ensure there is no direct return. Print data. I don't want to print data, but unless I absolutely have to. Before calling JSON file, I thought I'm not using JSON file anymore. Before passing response, ensure it's indeed JSON string. Check the return statement. Inspect. Generate ECG function. Double check generate ECG data function and ensure that both return values data and ECG indeed NumPy arrays. Before calling JSON file, so I still need JSON file. Then we'll do some debugging over here. Pretty sure we had too many prints now. Type data points. Same problem. Get any printouts. Oh, come on, still getting that 500. Still getting 500. Just pop the whole thing in, see if it picks up on any mistakes. Yeah, suspected to begin with. I did comment it out to begin with, didn't I? So if I conversion, then you again using JSON file on the same data and return cause potential cause error. I already have that print over there. So which one am I using? Definitely don't need this. Don't need two prints, do I? I don't need that, because it's the same thing. Endpoint mismatch. Your client-side JavaScript is making a post request too, but make sure you're consistent. Okay, JSON file, generate ECG data, handles this endpoint is generating ECG data, make sure they're consistent. Yeah, we have to do this first. Just need more information on that. And yes, instead of JSON dumps, we use JSON file. I think it will work better, but I'm not sure. We can try compare between the two, see what difference. It's funny how most of the time, if you give it the same sentence that it generated, it becomes very apologetic. The root and the function name Flask can be different without any issues. Important thing is that the client-side request matches the defined root in the Flask. Why do I even have both post and get? Not sure. So if request is post, we do that. Else, just return HTML. Standard conversion. The main issues with the redundant JSON conversion and the response creation. Please ensure that the client JavaScript makes post request to JavaScript post request. This is going to this URL. I don't think it's a post request. Is this core? That's why it's also if you bias the language, like if you actually ask how to modify this JavaScript, it will actually tell you how to modify. But if you ask, I suspect if you ask, oh, is this correct? It might just say yes, it's correct. Well, I mean, a bit like humans do, doesn't it? You can bias their responses fairly easily. To modify the plot ECG function, you can just directly edit the code. You want to change the URL endpoint. What? New? What? That doesn't seem, that's not right. That's not correct. Just go here's the example. No, I'm asking specific. I think it's giving me something more general. And let's stop generating this. Constant error, function error. Don't have a function error, but that's should be okay. Don't understand. Is this correct? Is this correct? Yes, the JavaScript provides both the generate SG data endpoint, which matches the Flask endpoint you defined in. So why am I still getting the error then? Clear. Type post specifies the HTTP method, which is post, specifies the endpoint URL that matches the Flask with app. Double check. Generate DCG data method post. Specify the endpoint that matches the root. So that's okay. Why am I still getting? So why am I getting all this stuff still? Something to do with the type. It's not directly related to the mismatch at the endpoint. It's an error response construction in Flask. Flask is attempting to treat a Numpy array object as a string, which causes an error. Okay, how do I fix it? And data ECG and data to list. In particular, there is something with how you are constructing the response data that Flask doesn't like. Let's refine the way you're creating the JSON response to avoid this error and ensure that the values you're passing into JSON file function are valid JSON serializable types. Ensure that when constructing the response, you are not accidentally passing a Numpy array. You have some print statements, which I haven't actually. Make sure that the output of these print statements are types that are JSON serializable. List in this case. Then in your response construction, points response data. Make sure that the ECG2 list and data are actually lists and not Numpy arrays. Lastly, instead of can simply since JSON file already prepares the data as a Flask responsive application JSON, but I'm still using that JSON dumps and still haven't answered the question. I don't even see those printouts. Interesting, I'm not getting the reach limit of prompts reached, even though in the past I'm pretty sure if I send this many prompts I would have got that error already, and GPT would have downgraded me to use 3.5 instead of GPT-4. Your code seems appropriate. You're using Flask response object and specifying the content types application chain manually. So approach is fine. Okay. Endpoint mismatch. Ensure that the JavaScript AJAX request is making post request to the correct endpoint, which you have defined. I think this is the correct endpoint. Generate ECG data. You've printed out the types of the data and ECG variables to ensure that they are of type list, which is good. Did I? Type. Didn't actually. Why don't I see that printout? I don't know. Response creation using the response object you have done should be suitable. However, JSON is more straightforward, and that's okay. Still seeing error, please provide the exact error message you see. That's the. Let's clear this for a sec. And that's the error message. Control Shift C. Current when making post request and not some other part of the application. Ensure that the data you are sending from the client-side JavaScript matches that the Flask endpoint expects. One more thing. While debugging, it might be helpful to add an error handler to your Flask app to give more insight on potential issues. This will return an error message as response when there is 500 internal error. First, this is the error I'm getting. Up error handler. We just pop this at the end, and no, needs to be in the event listener. So we'll have to, let's pop it in the beginning somewhere. Can it go here? No, why not? Decorators. Is this a thing? Decorators. Oh wait, oops. I was trying to put it in the JavaScript. Yeah, we can put it at the beginning. Yeah, we can pop it in here. Oops, have to have that line first. Oh, come on. Right. This error indicates the issue lies application. They are caused by Flask trying to treat response, blah blah blah. The code of the problem lies in Flask. Return response is what you can do. It's just what? Is it just forcing 200? Okay. I didn't know you can do it. You already converted your data JSON format string. This means that response is already a string. Show that you're turning the response object correctly instead of above line directly return response object. So is this the same line? Yes, but it's returning a status of 200. By specifying status 200, you're explicitly telling Flask the response was successful. What did we do? What did we change? Site can't be reached. It's probably because it's not actually running. Need to run the application. Oh, come on. Still getting the same error. Okay, it's not happening for us during this stream. Status 200. If you are sure that all of this is still encountering area, might be something outside causing the problem. No, I'm pretty sure it was working okay before. Right. What am I doing wrong? Using JSON dumps should be okay. Instead of using JSON file. Clear. Let's restart this quickly. Oh, it's becoming ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Let's ensure we're not returning Numpy array. Generate ECG data function returning two objects, data points and ECG. We're confident that data points is a list of dictionaries. However, ECG might be a Numpy array. We are converting this to list using ECG list. Are we? Yes, but let's double check that this conversion is successful. The error using typically arises Flask makes a response function tries to handle return that it doesn't understand. If response data is generally a string, as it should be after using JSON dumps, after this should be a string. JSON dumps, it shouldn't be having this issue. Let's focus on the return statement. However, since we're using JSON file, we are not using JSON file. It's commented out. Automatically serializes. Try changing the return statement. Wait, are we using? Yeah, we're not using JSON file. Should we be using JSON file? Okay, let's uncomment this. Comment that. I change the return statement to just returning that. So if we do this, we don't need that or this. This eliminates the need for manually creating response object. Okay, we got rid of it. Oh, still getting the same error though. If this doesn't solve the issue, print the types. Just before the return. Sure everything you expect. Right, so before this can print all the types. Type. Let's clear this for a sec. Control F5. Where's the output? So I don't see. Oops. I don't see. I don't see the printout values of the types. Yeah, I'm having some serious issues with the whole structure. The thing is, all this stuff should be in the generate ECG data. I don't know why it's in this root instead. Will it pick up on the problem? Yes, I know what it does, but it needs some serious restructuring. I know what the code does. Does it need any restructuring? Provide the Flask with some improvements, suppression, logic, move the ECG generation and processing logic to a separate module or file. What just happened? Yeah, it's happening quite a bit today with GPT-4. I don't know, some problem on the server or something. It's generating. Also can't stop the microphone from doing speech to text. Yeah, there should be error handling. Okay, it's not generating what I expect. There's some problem with the JavaScript. If anyone knows what is it I'm doing wrong, please do let me know. We only have like half a minute, 60 seconds or so, 40 seconds in this stream because we're not going over 1 hour. The funny thing is that it used to just work before ChatGPT actually stuffed it up for me. Should be an easy fix. Let's clear this last time. Generate the error again. That's the problem. Yeah, now I can turn it off. There are no messages in the chat. please do go check out this site. Let me know if you have any comments. It's all open source, so obviously you're not going to get paid for that. Yeah, and hopefully after this tool starts to work, the ECG feature extraction should come back. So this is what it eventually should look like. But this is not the Flask application, so I can't publish this. Unfortunately. Okay, so it's a Numpy array instead of a string. Problem. Yeah, but instead of catching an exception, why not just fix the problem? Can start a new chat quickly. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a quick one. Going over time, that's okay. Should have another 15 minutes or so. Start the new default GPT-4. Start with index HTML just so it has some context. We'll ask it as well to not generate any code. Don't generate any code. Then we do the JavaScript and the Python application at the end, which is trying to solve this tiny error with the JSON file is not a text but a Numpy array. Do not generate any code. This is for reference only. Then we have this Python script. Do not generate any code. This is for reference only. Oops, forgot to turn the microphone off so it will keep writing everything I say. This is probably actually good because I can then tell if I'm talking clearly or not. Okay, whenever this finishes, wait a sec, let's close this, run the application again. So we have the error message. This is where the problem starts. Oh, come on. It's hitting Control C instead of Control Shift C. I'm getting the following error when running the Flask application. How do I solve it? Okay, if this doesn't work, I give up. Okay, this is good sign. It gave me a solution. Commented out to Jason. Python, Jason. Get post, if post, get the values for duration and heart rate, generate ECG data. This will return data in ECG. Data to list, response data. We already done this before. Leave the printouts there. Keep suggesting doing a JSON dumps. Return response. Response data. Else template HTML. What's up with all that? Convert the data JSON string before returning the response. Return the JSON string response. Yeah, we have import JSON already there. Also ensure the generator is done returning the appropriate data that can be converted to a list. Okay, I think that's where the problem is. Oh, come on. That didn't help. Can we use a different approach? This Flask application was working just earlier. I forgot to turn off the microphone again. Actually, can we regenerate this response? So first, let's bring back what we had before, because there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, maybe I went too far. That's okay, we'll keep it there, but let's regenerate this. Yeah, this should just be good enough. This line here. Now ECG and data points that are coming from generate ECG data. Okay, I kind of gave up. Yeah, we'll try again later. I thought we could publish the application today. Probably not. So I'll see you in a bit. Please put your comments, questions, check out biomedical.com. You know what to do. Bye.